JJ Lehto, Jyrki Juhani Järvilehto, Finnish pronunciation, Jyrki Järvilehto, born 31 January 1966, better known as JJ Lehto, is a Finnish racing driver. He won the 24 Hours of Le Mans twice, in 1995 and 2005. He is also a former Formula One driver. He was a protégé of Finnish 1982 Formula One world champion Keke Rosberg, who first suggested that Jyrki Järvilehto should abbreviate his name to the more manageable JJ Lehto. Early career. Like many racing drivers, Lehto began in karts at age 8, winning numerous events, before graduating to Formula Ford at the early age of 15. A switch to single-seaters saw him dominate the Scandinavian Formula Ford. He then won the British and European Formula 2000 Championship in 1987 and went on to win the coveted British Formula 3 title in 1988, driving for Pacific Racing. In 1989, Lehto drove in Formula 3000 again for Pacific Racing. The season was not successful, and he failed to score any podium finishes. He did not participate in the last race, which was held in Dijon-Prenois. Formula One career. Post-Formula One career. After his Formula One career stalled, and advised by his manager Keke Rosberg, Lehto joined the German Touring Car Championship (DTM) in 1995 and 1996. Even though rated highly, victories eluded him, but this loss was probably made up by his successes in GT and sports car racing. He was a late addition to the 1995 edition of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in a McLaren Phone GTR, but he won the race outright at his third attempt, sharing the car with Yannick Dalmas and Masanori Secchia. Lehto was an integral part of the win, gaining the lead for the team by driving a few stints during the rainy night. While others were driving cautiously, Lehto was seen to be sliding the car, lapping at times 30 faster than everyone else. He had 3 more guest appearances in the same car the next year, winning another race, before he got picked up by BMW to join the factory squad in the inaugural FIA GT season, partnering Steve Soper. Even though success came initially easily, including a win in front of his home crowd at the Thunder in Helsinki event, the might of Mercedes-Benz caught up with the McLarens and left Lehto conceding the title to former DTM rival Bernd Schneider. After an unsuccessful 1998 campaign as a Mercedes-Benz factory driver in the American-based single-seater kart series with Team Hogan, Lehto stayed stateside but returned to the BMW camp, which entered their V12 LMR sports car racer in the American Le Mans Series, AMS. Even though he ended up winning 4 races, Lehto lost the title on the account of a formality. He was not awarded the points gained for winning the 12 Hours of Sebring because he did not have an American racing license at that time. 2000 proved less successful as the near-unbeatable Audi rate entered the scene. BMW and Lehto stayed in the AMS series, but stepped down to the GT class with the controversial M3 GTR. The team was virtually unbeatable, but Lehto lost out in the championship to the driver he shared the car with, Georg Müller, as the latter had more fastest laps and laps in the lead to his name. He found the M3 already not fast enough to his liking, so it was not surprising when Lehto turned down BMW offer to join them in the European Touring Car Championship at the following year, having to race a near-standard 320-tin top racer. 2002 started with unemployment, but he was picked up by Cadillac as an addition to their North Star Olympie sports car program at Le Mans and in the AMS series. Although the car was not on the pace of the Audi rates or Panos Olympie, the car's fortunes did seem to turn for the better when it started to notch up regular podium finishes in the second half of the year. Cadillac's mother company General Motors pulled the plug on the project, leaving Lehto again without a job if it had not been for Champion Racing, who offered him a drive in their Audi rate. Lehto won 4 times in 2003, including the prestigious Petit Le Mans event at Road Atlanta, but it was not until the factory Audi squad left the AMS series that he was finally able to reap full rewards in 2004 and score his first championship success since his 1988 title in the British Formula 3. A disappointing second half of the 2005 season prevented him from scoring double championship success, but nonetheless he managed to end his last year in full-time racing on an impressive note when winning both the 12 Hours of Sebring and the 24 Hours of Le Mans again. In 2006, it was announced the Solar Raleigh team would purchase two Porsche RS Spyders to be entered in the AMS series. One car would be driven by Lehto, partnered by Johnny Herbert. However, even though getting confirmation about the deal going through in early 2007, nothing ever materialized. Lehto did show up at the 2007 edition of the 24 Hours of Daytona to team up with Colin Braun and Max Pappies in the Krone Racing Pontiac Riley. His first participation in the event was not a success, though, as the car suffered from a misfire and, after having spent a long time in the pits, finished 17th. In 2008, he made an unexpected return to the racetracks when he showed up at the Malaysian Grand Prix to drive in the Speed Car Support race, taking over the No. 90 car previously vacated by Narayan Karthikeyan. In 2001, Lehto joined Finnish television as an expert race commentator and remained a mainstay at MTV3's Finnish Formula One race broadcasts and also for the pay channel MTV3 MAX until 20, alongside Oskari Sari. Boating accident. On 17 June 2010, Lehto was involved in a boating accident in Aquinas. The accident happened when the boat carrying Lehto and his friend, whose identity was not released, hit the base of a bridge in a canal. Lehto was injured and the other man was killed in the accident. Lehto had been drinking throughout the day and was heavily intoxicated at the time of the accident. In January 2011, Ilta Sanomat reported that the police investigations had concluded that no one besides Lehto could have been driving the boat at the time of the accident. Lehto faced charges of negligent homicide, reckless driving, and driving under the influence. Regardless of the pending trial, Lehto made a return to sportscasting on the Finnish sports channel Oho TV, commentating on a DTM event. On 14 December 2011, the district court found Lehto guilty of drunk sailing and negligent homicide and sentenced him to 2 years and 4 months in prison. Lehto, however, appealed the decision, and on 30 November 2012, the Court of Appeal cleared him of all charges relating to the accident, finding the evidence regarding who had been driving the boat inconclusive. Racing record. Complete British Formula 3 results. Key races in bold indicate pole position, races in italics indicate fastest lap. Complete International Formula 3000 results. Key A. Complete Formula 1 results. Key A. Complete 24 Hours of Le Mans results. Complete Deutsche Touringwagen Meisterschaft/Masters results. Complete International Touring Car Championship. American Open Wheel Racing results. Key A. Kart. Complete American Le Mans Series results.